Hello everyone and welcome to yet another video of question paper analysis. If you have seen my earlier videos, you have already know that I am analyzing the question paper of Forest Ranger 2023. Now the question number 5, I am into the question number 5 and the question number 5 relates to the Indian Constitution. So I'm trying to gather as much information about the Indian Constitution and presenting towards you. Now, Indian Constitution, I am into the salient features of the Indian Constitution. Now, I have completed 3 points earlier. The first point was it is the lengthiest written constitution. This is the important question. Which constitution is regarded as the longest written constitution? The answer is India. The second point is it is borrowed from many constitutions. When the constitution was presented before the drafting committee, many critics have said that it is copy-paste of many constitutions. And in his defense, the B.R. Ambedkar said that we have made a constitution by ransacking other constitutions available at that point in time. What does mean ransacking? Ransacking means you search all the constitution and you choose what is important for your constitution. That is called ransacking. And the third point was it is rigid and flexibility. Now, Indian constitution is not as rigid as American. What does this rigid means? Rigid means you cannot alter the constitutions easily, which is known as rigid constitutions such as American constitutions. Now, what is flexible constitution? Flexible constitution means you can alter it very easily. So India is in between the rigidity and flexibility. Now, in this class, I will present you to the federal system of government and unitary system of government. And later on, I will discuss what Indian Constitution is. Is it federal system or unitary system? So let's write federal system. Federal and unitary. Now, what is federal system? Federal system of government contains two governments. Two parts or layers of governments. One is union government, and another is state government. So India also contains two governments, union and state. India has another government, that is panchayat level. When Panchayati Raj system was introduced in India, it was introduced in 1992, which is a very important point for exam point of view. Now, what unitary government? Unitary, as the name suggests, uni means one government. One government. Now, the next point is in federal system of government, the constitution should be written. It must have a written constitution. Written constitution. Now, but unitary system of government, it can have a written constitution, it cannot have a written constitution. So it can have written constitution and it can have unwritten constitution. Now, what is the example of written constitution? It is France. And what is the example of unwritten constitution? It is Britain. Now let me clear it out. France government is a unitary form of government. What is unitary form of government? The union body. The center controls everything. The center make laws, everything. It controls the France as a country, but it is a written constitution. They have a written constitution as like federal government, but France is a unitary form of government. And unwritten is Britain. Britain has an unwritten constitution, but it is a unitary government. It follows the unitary system of government. The next is constitution is superior. Constitution superior. The constitution plays a very important role in federal system. It is a superior form in which the country follows. But in unitary system, it can be superior, it cannot be superior. In superior, for example, Japan. Japan is a country which have unitary form of government, but it is the constitution is superior. But in Britain, it have unitary form of government, but it may be superior sometimes, but it is not superior also. It can be superior according to the different circumstances, but mainly generally it is not superior. So these are the points. Next point of federal system: union, two parts, state government, written constitution, constitution superior. Another is division of power. Let me write out division of power. So in federal system there is division of power. Division of power. What does division of power? According to constitution has divided many fields or sectors in which the union government can make laws, and there are some spheres or parts or areas in which the state government can make laws, and there are some still parts which both the state and the union government can make laws. For example, the laws in which the union government can make laws, the central level can make laws, is called union list. Union list. What comprises of union list is defense, atomic bomb, banking, etc. Now, what state list? What is state list? State list is a spheres or areas in which only the state government can make laws. State list comprises of agriculture. It also comprises of health, public health. Then it comprises of police, etc. Now these are two lists: union list and state list. Now a state government cannot make laws in defense of a country or a banking system. State government cannot alter or say SBI to do something or follow these rules and regulation, because it follows under union list, and union list cannot make laws into police of a state. Union government cannot ask, or a state asked Assam police to do something or change this law. This will be given direction to state government, and state government can make law to the police. Now another list is there which is known as concurrent list. What is concurrent list? Concurrent list means both the union government and the state government can make laws. When center and state can make laws. What are the list? List is education, forests, adulteration, agriculture, land, etc. These are sectors, and there are many more sectors in the concurrent list. In this sector concurrent list, the union government, the central government, that means central government, and the state government state government both can make laws in the education. For example, education falls in the concurrent list. If there is need to change rules and regulation of the education sector of a state, both the central and the state government can change. It is known as concurrent list. Now, one more important thing is bicameralism. What is bicameralism? Is a salient features. Bicameralism falls under the federal system. In federal system of government, there is two houses. One is Lok Sabha, for example, in India, and another is Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha. The both forms a parliamentary parliament. So bicameralism is a characteristic of federal system of government. What is bi? Bi means two, and cameralism means house. There are two houses and it's parliament. It forms a parliament. What is unitary form of government? Unitary form of government have only one house, means one parliament or one house makes laws which is followed by the whole country. Now the next point is what is India? India is a federal system with unitary bias. When you see the constitution or read the constitution of India, you will find that there is no such federal word in constitution of India. In constitution, in article 1, it is written as India is a union of states. Union of states. And due to this, India is not called a true federal country. It is known as quasi-federal country. QUSI, quasi-federal country. Now, quasi-federal country, it's a very important term. It may ask in the competitive examinations. Now, why it is known as union of state and why it is known as quasi-federal country, not a federal country? Then what is a federal country? Let me give you an example to it. Say true federal. Which country is known as true federal country? America is a true federal country. Example, America. Now, America is known as United States of America. United States. For example, in the past, there were different states in the region of America. S1, S2, S3, S2, S3 and 4. And once in a while, they have decided that they wanted to unite and form a country. There was an agreement between these countries and they form United States of country. United, why? Because there is an agreement between these countries. Now, this is a border which they cannot change. And suppose this is a state Texas. Suppose this is a state Texas, which is the state of America. The government of America cannot divide the Texas into two parts and name this part as another state, because they have their own individuality. They have agreed to be a part of this country which is known as United States of America. Now, what is the difference in India? This is known as true federal country. in India is known as a quasi-federal. It is not a true federal, it is a half federal. Now, what happened? Quasi-federal. Quasi-federal. Now, during the independence, when India got independence in 1970, 1947. Now, when British were going, they have said to the provinces who are ruled by the kings that you can remain independent or you can join India or Pakistan. Now, the province for some time they wanted to remain independent. They did not want to go to or join India. So Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel played a very important role. Vallabhbhai Patel played a very important role in convincing these provinces to be part of the country. When India got independent, they were a part of the country. Now later on, this boundary of the India, which cannot be altered, but the boundary of the states can be altered. For example, these boundaries were decided according to the demographic structure and the dialects, which is a very diversified in diverse, which have more diverse language in the country. Now, for example, not recently, Andhra was divided into two parts. One is Telangana and the other is Andhra Pradesh. On what basis? On the basis of language differences. Now, this is the federal with unitary system. India is a quasi-federal. So this federal system with unitary bias, federalism is a very important characteristics of Constitution of India. So I have bring 10 MCQ questions, very important MCQ questions, only this part, only federalism system with unitary bias, quasi-federal system of India. So which will appear one by one on your screen and we will try to solve together. The first question which will appear on the screen is, India is question number 1. India is described as a federal state in which of the following? Preamble, fundamental rights, directive principles, none of the above. See, if you read the entire constitution, in the constitution there won't be any mention that India is a federal country. India is always a quasi-federal. It is a union of states. So the answer is none of the above. It is not mentioned in the preamble. It is not mentioned in the fundamental rights. It is not mentioned in the directive principle. The answer would be none of the above. Now the second question, which article of Constitution describe India as a union of states? It is mentioned in the video also that the Union of States is mentioned in Article 1. It is a very important question for the exam point of view. Now, who is considered as the architect of Indian Constitution's federal system? To question number 3, and the correct answer is B.R. Ambedkar. B.R. Ambedkar is also the chairman of the drafting committee. Now, question number 4, how many lists are there in the 7th schedule of the Indian Constitution? In the 7th schedule, there are 3 lists. What are the lists? First is union list, state list, and concurrent list, which I have mentioned. Now, the question number 7, residuary powers in India are vested in the parliament. See, there are some lists, some spheres or some sectors in which it doesn't belong to the concurrent list, union list or state list. Then who decides? The decision is made by the residual power remains in the hands of the parliament. Now, the question number 8, which feature makes India as a federalism quasi-federal? What is quasi-federal? Half federal. It is a unitary basis and also a federal basis. Now, written constitution is a characteristics of federalism. Independent judiciary is a federalism. Strong center, division of powers. Now, what is the quasi-federal? Is a strong center. Strong center means unitary. So it taking a slight derivation to the unitary form of government. That's why quasi-federal is a characteristic features of Indian Constitution. Now, question number 9: which court settles disputes between the center and the state? The answer is the Supreme Court, who is also known as the guardian of the Constitution. Question number 10 and the last question: in the case of conflict between the union and a state law on a concurrent list subject, which prevails? If, for example, in the concurrent list there is education, if there is law made by the state government and another law made by the union government, so which law prevails? Which law will act? The answer to this question is union law will act. So that's all for today's video. In the next video, I will discuss more salient features of the Constitution. I want to go in depth of the Constitution so that it doesn't pose any problem in the competitive examinations. Thank you for watching. See you again. Appreciate it.